Welcome to your interactive study guide for Component 2 of GCSE English Literature, the 19th-century novel and poetry from 1789 to the present. This component demands sharp analytical skills, deep contextual understanding, and the ability to compare texts. To achieve top marks, you must move beyond plot summary and develop a conceptualized response that presents a clear, overarching argument about the writer's intentions. You'll need to seamlessly integrate context, AO3, with analysis of language, form, and structure, AO2, while maintaining a personal response supported by precise textual references, AO1. Let's break down the key approaches and techniques that will earn you level 5/6 marks. Let's map out the essential terminology. A conceptualized response is the foundation. Examiners want a clear argument about why the writer made specific choices. In poetry, pay attention to enjambment, which creates a sense of relentlessness, and caesura, which forces a pause. Many 19th-century novels are didactic, aiming to teach social responsibility. The sublime is crucial for romantic poetry, describing nature's overwhelming power. Identify semantic fields, clusters of words related to a theme, to see how a writer builds atmosphere. Foreshadowing is a structural device that builds tension, while pathetic fallacy uses weather to mirror emotions. Mastering these terms will elevate your analysis. Now, focusing on the 19th-century novel. Writers like Dickens and Bronte used fiction as social commentary. Key themes include the critique of inequality. Scrooge's rhetorical question, "Are there no prisons?" highlights Victorian callousness. Jane Eyre's assertion, "I am no bird, and no net ensnares me," asserts independence against both class and gender oppression. Many novels center on a character's moral journey, so trace that arc and link it to wider societal values. Remember the context: the Industrial Revolution, urbanization, and debates about poverty and reform. When you quote, always explain how the writer's choices reflect or challenge the context. For the poetry comparison, success lies in genuine comparison throughout. Use the SMILE framework, structure, look at stanza length, rhythm, enjambment, meaning, the central message or argument, imagery, metaphors, similes, sensory details, language, word choice and semantic fields, effect, the overall impact on the reader. Crucially, integrate context as you go. For example, link a poet's use of the sublime to romantic ideas about nature. Use comparative phrases like similarly, in contrast, whereas to weave the poems together. Never write two separate analyses. Let's work through a typical exam question. Suppose you are comparing two poems on the power of nature. Start with a conceptualized argument. For example, both poems use the sublime to make the reader feel awe and fear. For the first poem, say The Prelude by Wordsworth, analyze how enjambment creates a sense of uncontrolled flow, and the semantic field of huge, black, towering builds terror. Link to the romantic context of nature's transcendence. Then for Ozymandias, note the ironic contrast: the statue decays while the desert endures, using pathetic fallacy and a semantic field of ruin. Conclude by synthesis: both show nature's ultimate power, but Wordsworth internalizes it whereas Shelley externally critiques empire. This approach secures full marks. Watch out for common pitfalls. The biggest mistake is simply describing what happens. Instead, always analyze effect. For context, don't tack on a paragraph about Victorian England, weave it into your analysis of specific quotes. In the comparison essay, use comparative phrases in every paragraph, not just the conclusion. For the novel, you need a conceptualized argument that runs from introduction to conclusion, not just a one-line thesis. Examiners also award marks for spelling and grammar, so proofread your key terms. To wrap up your roadmap to top marks, always present a conceptualized response, a clear, overarching argument. Integrate context directly into your analysis of language and structure. Master key terms like enjambment, caesura, the sublime, and pathetic fallacy. For poetry, compare throughout using the SMILE framework. For the novel, trace the character's moral arc and connect it to societal debates. And never underestimate the power of precise, well-chosen quotations. With these strategies, you are ready to excel in Component 2. Keep revising and practicing.